No, it's absolutely not the end of the world. It's basically a very important decision taken by our British friends. It's their choice as a sovereign country, and we have to respect that in the European Union. So it won't be the end of the world. Actually, it could even be a start of a new world, in the sense that we are both going to make new choices in the future, and we can learn from each other. We can learn from the choices we are going to make. So I'm optimistic that despite the fact that Brexit is a bad idea, that it may also lead to good things in the future. Well, the UK is a strong economy, but it's an economy that was confronted with many challenges in recent years. And if you look at the current position of the UK in the global economy, in particular in global trade, you see that that position is quite unique in the European Union, in the sense that the United Kingdom actually is trading much more with the rest of the world than with the European Union. In particular, if you look at certain global markets, there you see that the UK has very strong performance compared to other European Union countries. So there I believe that the UK indeed has a unique position that perhaps can be strengthened in the near future. New trade agreements can be signed between the UK and those markets, and that would indeed mean that the United Kingdom can expand itself and strengthen itself in global markets. Yes, the European Union can do it without the UK, in particular from an economic perspective. So the UK market is an important market for most European exporting firms, but it's not the end of the world that the UK is leaving the European Union for those firms. For some sectors it will be very tough. Think of the textile industry, which is very important in some smaller countries in the European Union. They will have to find alternatives for this British market, at least if the British market becomes closed or more closed for their products. Now the European Union has, of course, political damage. We are losing one of our partners, so the 27 remaining European Union partners have to continue and have to stand united. And the question will be how united they can remain in the future, and knowing that we had a bad example, basically, one country leaving this union. Yes, the United Kingdom probably has to look for new markets. So once access to the European market will be limited, hopefully not. Hopefully they reach an agreement that there will still be open access to the European Union market for UK firms. But even if it happens, the UK might be able to find new markets globally. It will be a tough process. Why is it tough? Because we know in general it's pretty cumbersome to find new markets once you have to withdraw from particular markets you used to serve. Now the UK may be able to do that simply because the UK has a global network because of historical reasons. But still, it will take time, so it will be a very gradual process. So that may lead to some volatility in the British economy in the short run. The best option would be no Brexit, but okay, we have to respect the choice our British friends made. So now we have to look forward, and if we go for a nice future together, we have to go for a future where we still have a renewed partnership, in particular in terms of openness to trade and investments. And that would mean that we go for a soft Brexit. So some people have proposed in recent months that we should go for a hard Brexit, where indeed borders are closed for each other. I think that's not a good idea. It would be much better if we go for a soft Brexit, where basically we start from open trade, where we start from open investments and so on, so that we can just talk about practical modalities, how we are going to realize that new and renewed partnership. Well, let's be hopeful about the future. If the UK and the European Union both have their own futures and we make our own choices, we can still learn from each other. The UK in particular is a very dynamic economy, very innovative, very much focused on services activities, which is not always the case in the European Union. So since services and trade in services is becoming much more important in the future, we may actually learn from this dynamic UK economy. Vice versa, of course, also the UK may learn from the European Union in the sense that we still have a strong industry, for example, in Germany. Well, this reindustrialization that is gradually happening everywhere in Europe and might find some inspiration in the German example in this case. So we can all learn from each other and we can strengthen each other in the future.